Now, okay, so let's get into this Allison Holker story because a lot more people are coming for her neck. And no shade, but based off of the stuff I've been reading about Miss Mamas, I don't feel no ways to hide about her getting dragged. So Allison Holker is taking a lot of heat since announcing that she is releasing a memoir spilling all the tea about her husband, Stephen Twitch Boss, who took his own life in 2023. Now, Twitch's family and friends have dragged her online over her recent People magazine interview, and most recently, former contestants from the reality competition series So You Think You Can Dance have aired their grievances. Now, for those of you who are not aware, because I know there was some people that was online saying like they don't know who Allison Holker is, where she's from. I know who Allison Holker is because I watched So You Think You Can Dance. I've been watching the season since the show first came on. Who won? Nick Lazzarini, I think, won season 1, and then season 2, I believe it was Travis Wall, who I've always had a big crush on him. I got a lot of crushes, but yeah, the gays was winning, jail. So, um, watching I've been a fan of So You Think You Can Dance because I was watching, during the era of that and American Idol, I was in my reality TV competition bag back in the day. This was like 15 something odd years ago. And Allison Holker was a contestant like Twitch on So You Think You Can Dance. So that's where she's from. Her background is she's a dancer. She was on So You Think You Can Dance, and that's how she met Twitch. She also, I think last season, the season that Nigel Lithgow was supposed to be on, but because of them allegations against him and with Paula Abdul, he stepped down, and then they had Allison as a judge alongside JoJo Siwa and Maxim Chmerkovsky. So getting back to the story. So You Think You Can Dance alums are weighing in on Allison Holker's recent comments about her late husband, Stephen Twitch Boss, while promoting her upcoming memoir, even to the point where we have Twitch's own mother coming out and saying something. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but I want to get to y'all what the people from So You Think You Can Dance said, and then we'll get to Twitch's mother. So in an interview with People for the latest cover story, Holker, who discussed her new book, This Far, My Story of Love, Lost, Opportunity, I threw that part in there, and Embracing the Light, opened up about how she allegedly discovered a cornucopia of Boss's drug paraphernalia in the closet while picking out an outfit for him to wear for his funeral. The Ellen DeGeneres Show co-executive producer, So You Think You Can Dance alum, and longtime DJ died by unalarming himself I already said that, at age 40 in I said 2023. It was actually 2022. So I got to go in and edit that. So now they said after the interview began circulating online, including Holker herself, shared a clip on her social media. Several So You Think You Could Dance stars called out Holker on social media, slamming the fellow professional dancer. Now, Courtney Allen Platt, Nate Galliano, who reportedly was a longtime friend of Boss and Holker and appeared alongside the former on season 4 of So You Think You Can Dance, went off on Holker in an Instagram post referencing People's interview with her that featured the headline, Stephen Twitch Boss, widow Allison Holker discovered his drug addiction in a very scary moment before the funeral. She said, anyone who knows me knows I go straight to the source during a conflict and handle my business. But since there's clearly no shame in being so public, I haven't said a word in 2 years, but here I go. I believe I read this the other day because I went and did the whole here I go, the salt and pepper thing. So she was like, I was there the moment that you connected. I was there the day you got engaged. I stood by your side on your wedding day. I was in your home the day he died. I was by your side because your husband was my family. It didn't matter how often we spoke, how often we saw each other. We were bonded forever. This is by far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act I have ever seen in my entire life. We all had to sign some weird NDA to attend his funeral, even his own mother, who you treated like garbage this entire time. And let's just remember, you wouldn't have even had a husband if it wasn't for her. Not to share anything or ruin his name as if that was on anyone's mind in the first place. And here you go and write a book with all the dirty laundry smearing his name and attempting to dim the bright, loyal, loving light that was your husband, my friend. Whether any of this is true or not is actually beside the point. This is how you protect the boss's name. or sorry, the boss name, you so quickly dropped on your social media platforms 48 hours after he passed, his legacy. This is how you protect his children from any further humiliation, hurt and despair. This is what you want them to remember about him. You have moved on. You're living your life. You're on every carpet you can get on, every celebrity road you can sit in, every magazine you could be in, and you needed to do this? Get a journal, a therapist, a friend, but publishing a book shamelessly sharing the pages of your husband's journal? People magazine? What a joke. Yes, he took his own life, which is an act all of us still can't fathom, and he was clearly having mental health issues, hurting so deeply, and this is your example of empathy, of your love? This smear campaign for a buck is absolutely not what he would have ever wanted. No matter how bad he was hurting, not for a second, you're a living, breathing bulldozer. Stick to your own demons. Shame on you, Allison. Shame on your money-hungry team. Let my friend rest in peace, not your PR. Child, if that ain't a read of all reads, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that's the post. We'll leave it there up for a second while we continue. Now, she also accused Holker of removing her married last name from her social media profiles 2 days after his passing, which is what we talked about. And I'm gagging over that. It's like, girl, you literally are using this man as a way to sell your book. Because I was sitting there wondering the other day, after we talked about it last, I was like, well, wait a minute. So you writing a book about love and loss and all the other stuff. So was the whole book about your relationship with Twitch and all the things you discovered and the fact that you went and read his journal and revealed some personal information that I don't think we needed to know about? Maybe you should have given the book to his mother and been like, I feel like this is something you need to have. This was something near and dear of his. And I don't know, there's some personal things in it. If you want to read it, be my guest or whatever. I don't know. I in a way, I do kind of feel of two minds about the whole personal journal thing. But I do feel like if it's his mother or whatever, that she would want to know or have some sort of closure or understanding of her son and things about him that she would have liked to have discovered. And in there, he revealed that he was sexually abused as a child. And she reveals this shit in the book. Now, I don't think this was her place to tell that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm here for people if, you're trying to work out your grievances and all that other stuff, and you need to work on that and figure out how you're going to survive without the man who was your husband, because he was dealing with a lot of demons and he didn't want to burden anybody, which I've always said is like, one of the main things of being a person of color or a black man is that we're taught to not deal with a lot of our emotions or to kind of suppress a lot of our mental situations because therapy is frowned upon. Things are changing a little bit, but for the most part, in black families, don't you put my business out in that street. You better not be telling them people my business. What kitchen table talk, whatever happens in this house stays in this house. I've heard all those phrases growing up from my parents on to even relatives. So that's always been a thing. So yeah, I could understand that maybe that is the world that Twitch came from as well. But of course, Allison, it does feel like this is a cash grab. Like, I'm all for, you wanting to get closure and work on those things. And don't get me wrong, I also think that, she has a right to tell her story. And if she wanted to do that, she can go to People Magazine and do an interview, but to put it out as a book, I feel like that's a step too far. So, Chelsea Hightower, who also appeared on Boss's season of So You Think You Can Dance, backed up Platt's words, taking to her Instagram stories. Now, along a screenshot of Platt's post, Hightower wrote, I've known Allison since I was an early teen, and seeing her choose to share such deeply personal details about Twitch's struggles feels so disappointing and inappropriate. Twitch was an incredibly kind and loving man who always looked out for others, making everyone feel included and valued, including myself. He deserves to be remembered for the light he brought into this world, not reduced to his struggles. R.I. actually peace at Sir_Twitch_. A lot of you are missed and loved by So Man. She continued in her statement, adding that she shared Platt's words because I feel they speak to the heart of the situation. Meanwhile, season 7, So You Think You Can Dance winner Lauren Froderman also posted Platt's Instagram post to her IG stories, saying, I haven't said much because I struggle with knowing whether it's my place or not, but this is just not the way, I think they meant the way, because they put the was. I'm like, that's not proper English. But anyway, not the way to go about things. This is what she wrote. Stephen Twitch Boss was loved by so many, and my heart is broken. And now things have been unfolding, and this just feels cruel and wrong on so many levels. Thank you, Courtney, for speaking up and giving me the courage to echo that I do that I do not support this. Okay, so where am I? Then it said, Twitch, you are still a light to so many, and we love and miss you dearly. And then one of Steven's cousins, Darielle, basically been going and throwing lots of shade at Allison online, following her interview with People. And this is what she wrote on Twitter. She said, yeah, IDGAF about an NDA. This crazy woman made me and his actual family, including sign an NDA just to even attend the funeral. This is what she wrote in one post alongside the post about the People interview. She's been trying to tarnish his legacy and refuse to let Boss family see the children, only to exploit and lie on my cousin. Hell no. And say, I'm so tired of keeping my effing mouth shut, bro. You did your family so MF dirty, she added on another message post. So she's been running around here with this fake narrative, trying to act like that she's so innocent. Girl, you are not Britney Spears, where you out here acting like you innocent and stuff in situations. But I think it was another article too. Oh yeah, so then we had Carla Life Coach said this. She said, we all came here supporting you because we loved him. You get that, right? It was our way to show him that we had his back after he was gone. It's our way of letting him know his gift to us was so great that we would now share our love for him with you so you could heal. I have rooted for you and the kids since Twitch's passing. I have sent you love. I've prayed for you, sobbed for you, cheered for you, but this is betrayal. This is very disappointing and disheartening. You are not protecting or helping anyone, no matter how many times you say it to yourself. This is betrayal. So a lot of people feel like she is a traitor to the situation, and she's using this as an opportunity to sell books. And no shade, sis, but I think your book about being successful is Melania Trump's. Nobody cares. So you may have wasted a lot of trees and a lot of, on this situation. And then what is it? The advance, girl, I hope you didn't spend it all because you might have to get that back. So I should point this out. Now, Allison has defended herself from her late husband's friends, family, and fans. She wrote that her only intention in writing her book was to share my own story as well as part of my life with Stephen to help other people. She said, just like you, I never really knew what happened. And even as I'm trying to put the pieces together, I will never really know. Adding her intention is to celebrate the love and life that she shared with him and their 3 beautiful children. She also said that she hoped the story will help others catch some red flags that I missed before it was too late. And even said that all the proceeds from the book is going to a mental health organization she started in her late husband's honor, Move with Kindness. Now, it kind of made me wonder, because, a lot of y'all been starting these organizations and then be cooking them books and be taking money off the top and be fattening your own pockets instead of having to go where it need to go. So I'm going to be side-eyeing the fact that you say that money is going into an organization that you and your husband created. And I also don't understand that as long as she's been married to that man, how was it that you missed all the red flags and that he never felt the need to come and talk to you about stuff that was transpiring? So now, speaking of Twitch's mama, because we did say that we was going to talk about her, she's even weighed in on the situation. And she's slamming the misleading and hurtful claims that she has made towards, Allison's made towards her son. She said the following. I think I have that post. Hold on. Could you see his mother there on the left? So the father, she said, our family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about my son, Stephen Boss. The recent publications spreading untruths about Stephen have crossed every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this. For the last 2 years, I have remained quiet and away from the public eye to protect my family. My primary focus has been on healing and attempting to remain connected to my grandchildren. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved, why did I turn to a Southern black woman when I said that? Hold on. But when I read these dreadful claims about my baby, our beloved Stephen, I realized I could not stay silent any longer. Our family will ensure his name and memory are protected, and we are committed to defending his honor. And this is from Connie Boss Alexander. So I'm with her, sis. Like I said before, I'm here for you to do what you need to do to heal or whatever the case is. However, I do feel like it's something in the milk ain't clean with this situation. And then on top of that, where it's like you got people signing NDAs to attend your husband's funeral, so you don't want anybody spilling any kind of tea about what transpired in what's transpiring in the family and behind the scenes. But you feel that you have the right to go and write a book and go through his things and spill his personal stuff without even confiding in his mother or the family and being like, okay, I'm writing this book. What do you think? I mean, I know some people will probably be like, you don't need permission from these other people to determine what you need to do with your life, but you have to realize that is somebody's son. And for you to be out here knowing things about about her child that she's not even privy to, and you're putting this in a book to sell, it just, it ain't sitting right with me. So shout out to the family on Twitch, and girl, Allison, you know, what you put out here in this universe, you the one that got to live with the consequences. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story and the latest of Twitch's family is slamming her over Allison over this book and the allegations and spilling his personal business about the drugs, and if it's rooted in some childhood trauma and he was self-medicating because he didn't go to a therapist and get all the help, and he was, Twitch was basically like, with Beyonce and Sasha Fierce, that Twitch was the persona that he got to be the extrovert. He got to be this larger than life character, and after a while that social battery burns out, and then it's like when you go home and you close the blinds and you're no longer Mr. Twitch and performing and giving everybody the love and the energy and making sure everybody else is okay, but you're not making sure yourself is okay because you're presenting this strong side of yourself, but people are not realizing that you're feeling weak and you're dying inside, then what are you going to do? So, and I just don't understand how she was just so blindly missed all these signs being married to this man, because I would think at some point you kind of would know that something is going on with your husband, and you should have been doing whatever you could as his other half to try to get him and the help or whatever the case was, or really asking, okay, what's going on? What can I do to help? Like, if you're partners, for better or for worse, you should have been up in there doing what needs to be done as a wife. Clearly you wasn't. Something else was going on. Maybe you was too selfish and thinking about your own damn career, and you wasn't really there for Twitch. Maybe being with Twitch was an opportunity for her. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.